Welcome back, everybody. How are you doing? I'm doing great today. Okay, our question today comes from 3 Phoenix 2. Hey, I think I have a question that many of us would like to know. When you and Shay are in an argument or are mad at each other, does it ever show in the Shaytards daily vlogs? How is the dynamic when making those 20-minute videos? So arguing, do Shay and I ever argue? No, we never argue, ever. Maybe we do. Maybe just a little bit. Okay, yes, of course we argue. Everybody argues. I don't care who you are. And in any relationship that you're in, marriage, friendship, whatever, arguing is just a stepping stone to working through problems. Especially in a marriage. When you marry somebody, at least when I married Shay, I was like, I'm gonna be with you forever and I love you to death. And that means that there's going to be a process. It's taking 2 people and we're gonna become one. And that's not an easy process. I feel like arguing and differences in marriage, they're difficult and it's hard, but it's also beautiful. It's a beautiful process that helps you become one and help you bring yourselves together. So some of the things that Shay and I argue about, it's funny when I start thinking about it because there are big things that we've argued about, but there's a lot of little things that are like, why would we argue about that? And I've found that usually the times that we're arguing about little things, it's because there's a bigger problem that we're upset about. In Shay and I's relationship, we've come up with this saying. It's called no shakin', and it's just a word that we've used to help each other be honest and open with each other. So whenever I ask him, like, for instance, so do you want to go to my parents' house this weekend? And he doesn't want to go, but he's like, sure. You know, if I'm like, no shakin', he has to say, well, I don't really want to. And, you know, and then go into the reasons why. And that has helped us so much in our relationship. It helps us be honest with each other and to work through problems like that. Because if he was just to be like, sure, I want to go, and then we go and it's like turns into this big fight about something else, it's really because he's just annoyed because he wants to sleep or he wants to, you know, he doesn't want to go. And I find that that happens so much. And just think about it. Think about the last argument that you've been in. What was it about? And now think about, why were you really upset in that moment? Just think about it. You might find something new. You might learn something new about yourself that maybe you need to go back and change. Another thing that I've realized in my relationship is a lot of the times I am not looking at things from Shay's perspective. And you really have to do that. Whenever you're in an argument, no matter how heated you are and how mad you are and how much you realize you are right, you need to think about, okay, why are they thinking that they're right? Why should they feel the way that they're feeling? And get in their shoes. And if you do that, 9 times out of 10, you can see where the problem is. Even if you feel like you're right, you can see where they're coming from. And a lot of times, Shay and I have to agree to disagree on things, and that's okay. And it's okay to take time out to do that. But anyways, there's lots of different ways that I could talk about how to get through arguing, and I'm gonna go into more detail about that in a future vlog. But first, I want to get to answering the question, the vlogs. Do we argue and does it show through in the vlogs? This is something that we learned early on in the vlogging, our vlogging career, if you can call it that. We've been vlogging for a really long time. And so we've learned a lot through doing that. And we've found that we really like the vlogs to be very genuine and honest. And when we're arguing and then we try to turn on the camera and be happy, it doesn't really work out that well. So usually, if Shay and I are in an argument, we will not vlog. And in the past, when we did used to do that, it usually helped us overcome our argument because we were like, well, we gotta be happy, let's film, you know? And it's sort of an interesting psychological thing that when you physically like smile and you try to be happy, your mind gets a little bit clearer and you realize, you know what, that didn't really matter, what we were arguing about before. And so the vlogs have taught us a lot about how to overcome those things and to realize that it's okay. It's okay sometimes to not see eye to eye, and it's okay to laugh about our differences and to laugh about our problems. And I think just being able to look at each other and be like, you know what, I'm in love with you, and these little things don't really matter. Well, I hope that was helpful. I definitely have a lot more on my brain, so I'm gonna collect them and I'm gonna tell you guys about it in a future vlog. But just until then, remember, it's not really worth it to argue. Just take a breath, think about what you're really fighting about, be honest with each other, and ultimately remember that you love each other, right? Love each other. Love and happiness and harmony. And flowers and rainbows. We'll see you guys next time. Keep the comments coming in. Bye.
Kaylet, scene 1, take 1, marker.
Rewind. Start over. Okay.
Let's cut.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut. Stay tuned for other stuff. I don't want to cut.